Hi, welcome back. And boy, do I have a game for you now. I would like to show you what feels like to mix Risk of Rain 2 and Vampire Survivors. It's called Soulstone Survivors. Yeah, I know, it's a very original name, but trust me, there is a lot more to this than it seems. So let's talk about it. Okay, why I told you it's a mix between those two games? Firstly, the model of the game, how it functions, is like Vampire Survivors. So you just in one place, monsters comes all around you to fight, and you just have to kill all of them and kill the last boss or eventually die. But it has it's actually 3D game. It has 3D models like Risk of Rain 2, and the aspect of that is that the damage can go insanely high. Flashing, there are a lot of flashing lights by the way, and you can get that godlike feeling that you love. Check this barbarian run I did. I can't see shit. The run ended when I died, and I have no idea what killed me. But it was pretty fun, and the numbers were insane, and I was laughing the whole time. What hell is happening? Anyways, when you pick a character, you start a map, and the horde of monsters start approaching you. You kill all the enemies, you get levels, you get stronger enemies come, and so on, just like a normal roguelike loop. Unlike the other types, you have to dodge the attacks that are like slams, arrows, magic missiles, pools of dot damage, and so on. It's kinda harder, but it's more fun. After killing a certain number of monsters, a boss spawns, or multiple bosses spawn, depending on the While on the topic of the difficulty, each map has 7 stages, and each stage adds more things for you to kill. But you'll get more experience, more money, and more materials. The enemies are unfortunately a lot harder. You'll get things like random meteors fall, a tower spawns that spawns more meteors, evil version of the characters that you play, more allied enemies that are tankier and deal a lot more damage, and so on. When you unlock certain number of stages, you will get chance on some maps to fight secret bosses or discover secret areas, which is pretty neat. And at the end of every map, once you've completed and killed the last boss or bosses, you will be offered by 3 portals. The first one is the blue portal, which means you end your run and you go back to menu and you can do whatever you want to start a new run. The red portal, you will be looped to another map, random map, and there will be more bosses, enemies will be a lot stronger, and the need to summon a boss will be less. So let's say you will need like 200, next to the red map you'll need 100. And by each loop, enemies progressively get a lot stronger, so it's pretty hardcore. Purple portal, you also teleport to another random map, but it scales normally and lasts longer like a normal first map you did, so it's like an infinite loop. And that one is better in my opinion for farming materials, because I noticed the longer you are on the map, the more materials for items will spawn. So when you finish you'll get more, so I recommended using the purple portal to farm materials for certain upgrades of certain characters. Now you also have a skill tree that gets a permanent upgrade. It's a big tree, honestly. Yeah, it starts small but expands really big. Not all classes have a skill tree for now. You're probably gonna get in the future. To top it all off, you can also equip the runes, also give you buffs and changes, and how the game works. And each character also has a different type of weapons that give them different type of abilities, and you can combine the weapons with certain attributes. So some can use fire, some can use poison, bleed, anything. It's pretty good for a combination. It's a lot of things you can try, so it's always fun. It doesn't get repetitive. While on the topic of the characters, let's move to them and see who are they. At the time of recording this video, there are a total of 14 playable characters. Each of them has a different weapon that you can craft to have different abilities. The first one we're gonna look is Barbarian. He's the first character that you can play, and if you ask me, he's the strongest one. He mainly uses slashes, thrusts and slams. His specialty is to go berserk, giving him range by killing enemies. During berserk, he gets faster, does more damage and reduces cooldown for the skills. With few slash combos and a bit of range, you can clear maps really fast. I had most fun playing him, and he is fully maxed out as you can see on my screen. Do you like fire? Would you like to see the world burn? Then, my friend, for you is the Pyromancer. Every single spell is fire, and it's awesome. You can burn everything, see it all die, and you know, if you're that kind of person, I don't judge. But you can also get like chaos spells from him for certain weapons, but that's pretty much it. Nothing special there. Also, to increase your damage if you're gonna play Pyromancer, take the rune that will give you increased damage per stack of burning or melting, just in case, so you can have longer runs with it. But overall it's nice having like a meteors falling down, burning everything, setting on fire. I can see some people playing this enjoying it. I enjoyed it as well, so yeah, a simple character, nothing much.
My pack will hunt you down.
If you are a dog person, then Handmaster is perfect for you. He has a shotgun to blow up enemies. He can also use a lot of explosives to burst out all the enemies out. And when killing a lot of monsters, there's a chance they will drop some meat. You can give that meat to your dog, make them happier and stronger. I mean, and each different type of weapon gives you different kind of breed of dog, which is amazing detail. I like it. So you can choose even the dog variant you want. But that's pretty much it. The character is pretty simple. I mean, just look at the doggos, smiling and happy, having their tummies full of food and killing all the monsters. Isn't it amazing? The next one is Spellblade. It's kind of a combination between a wizard and a knight. You can use a lot of slashes, strikes and so on, but you can also use a lot of magic, depending. The only thing kind of special about him is that he excels in arcane magic, and he specializes to stand in an arcane pool to charge his arcane energy, and once he charges enough in energy, the arcane portal or a buff that you can pick up will activate, and then you'll slash over all the place with arcane energy and do amazing amount of damage. The problem is right now, when the game gets insane, and if you can one shot or two shot most of the things, you have to stand in place still to regenerate the arcane surge that you need. But overall, he's not the worst, he's still good, and he's kind of fun to play because he has interesting abilities, and he can excel in other abilities, but his main is arcane. Now is the time for our mascot of the game, the Arcane Reaver. She's a mage that's relying a lot on casting spells. Her specialties are arcane and ice magic. Overall, she's pretty basic. Playing her, you can see that she's one of the first characters that they made. Her specialty is also basic, so when you kill something, you will get a crystal, and collecting those crystals will charge your mana, and when you get full mana, you'll get increased burst of spells, casting speed, repeating, multi-casting and everything. Overall, a basic character, but not bad, actually one of the best because it's easier to play, and their specialty is not annoying to get. The Sentinel, or the Archer as I like to call it, is a nature-based character. Mostly uses arrows, like rain of arrows, poison arrows and so on. Like a basic, archer in every type of game that you used to play. There's multiple arrows that you can use, and it's pretty simple. The only thing I hate about the Archer is its specialty. She can tame a panther that will randomly spawn, but she needs to be close to the panther, and panther moves. So when the mobs get too big and group up, and the panther can go into the group of monsters, you can't do anything and you don't want to die. And that's pretty much it. I mean, when you're on the panther, it's amazing. You have a lot of movement speed, a lot of attack speed, you have an extra dash and so on. It's cool, you're riding a panther, but sometimes it's really annoying to get on the panther, and I sometimes avoid it before I clear the monsters before jumping in. Overall, pretty simple, nothing much, but yeah, only the panther is annoying. If you ever played in any MMO or anything, you will know what a paladin is. A paladin is like that, holy nova, holy hammer, mostly holy stuff, pure holy character. Not that that's bad, but I honestly think it has one of the worst specialties ever. and its specialty is that an angel will slowly fall down in a certain space, and you have to come there before angel falls down, and when the angel falls down, then you'll get the buff. Once you get the buff a couple of times, you'll ascend and you get angel wings, and you'll deal more damage and everything, but overall that's pretty much it. You just get a boost in stats and everything. Nothing special, and I hate it. It's annoying, and I try to make a build that I don't need the angel to deal a lot of damage with it, but it's kinda hard. Overall, nothing special, anything else about it. I think he has one of the coolest models and looks pretty cool with some of the weapons that he has. I like paladins in general. Chaos Walker looks like a warlock to me, honestly, and I sometimes call it warlock. But anyways, in my opinion, one of the strongest characters, because primarily uses chaos magic, and chaos magic by itself is really strong. It applies a negative effect, so any negative effect that you apply, like burning, bleeding, slow, poison, anything else, it's pretty good. But the only problem is it has a random damage, let's say 1 to 100, and it will always hit random damage. But you can get a rune that will actually allow you to reload the chaos damage twice, and you'll always get the bigger value, so that will dramatically increase your damage. It's pretty fun, and honestly, before going into this, it didn't have any specialties, but it had an update and I had to re-edit everything and get extra footage, so here you go. Specialty is corruption, so by killing enemies and stuff, there's a chance a tower spawn, and if you go to the tower, certain buffs you'll get, like extra explosions, meteors falling, lasers and so on. Honestly, I didn't dive to it much because by itself the character is insanely strong, but the specialty is like a cherry on the cake. Pretty good, nothing too crazy, but I like it, and it has a cool animations and everything. The Beastmaster, as the name implies, can summon beasts. He's pretty unique. He's mostly nature element allocated spells. He can summon multiple beasts, boars, tigers, moose, giant spiders, rapid dogs, and so on. So he can summon more. His abilities are around how many beasts he summons, different type of beasts, buffing other beasts, so on. He can also use some attacks, but overall he's just like a summoner and like a hunter, from World of Warcraft, if you remember, you have a pet and so on. But that's kinda it. Also, his one has the best specialties. It's pretty easy to activate, so a random track will appear and you follow those tracks, and once you get to the end, ground will explode and raptors, dinosaurs will come out to fight for you, and they're crazy strong. It's funny that you get dinosaurs, but I really like it, and they're pretty cool looking. Overall, a very fun character. I was surprised at first he wasn't boring and kind of slow at killing, but the more you play it, you'll see how cool he is. The Assassin. The Assassin is a very squishy character, a glass cannon, as you can say, but he has an extra dash to compensate for low health. The problem with the Assassin was most of his abilities dealt more damage, but they dealt like 5 to 10 times more if you hit the enemy from behind. So you had to just had a little summon that will aggro the monster so you can, backstab him. Or choose the other option that it had, like a bomb, assassin with bombs, which was a better alternative. But now, thanks to the update, it has a specialty. And specialty goes like this: it will pop like a human, a target that you need to assassinate, that will always run away from you, so you will always have its back turned towards you, so you can always do a backstab. When you kill it, you'll get a boost and increased damage, and every auto attack will consider it as you're doing the backstabbing, hitting from behind, so you will always do 5 to 10 times more damage. And this was an insane update, so you can probably melt a lot of bosses with it, because you can stack like crit, bleed, poison and so on that will do insane amount of damage. And after that I really liked the assassin more. It's pretty more fun. The bomb was fun, but it gets boring after because there's one type of build you can play. And doing with the summons and everything was also annoying because sometimes they will just ignore the columns or whatever you have. So yeah, that is a pretty good update. I really like it.
Storm, earth, and fire. Heed my call.
If you don't know what to play, just try Elementalist. She excels in all types of magic: arcane, fire, nature, lightning and so on. So she's all-rounder. She doesn't have a particular specific spells, so she can use everything. And that's it. Her specialty is to acquire like drops of elements, and when she gets 3, a random thing happens, like ice, an ice beam, fire is like an explosion, so on. You'll get it. But I honestly don't have anything to say about her, especially she's just all-rounder and generic. Looks cool though. I like the books and everything stuff and the scrolls. That's all. Legionnaire, or the Spartan as I like to call him, is honestly one of the weakest characters I ever played here, in my opinion, of course. The reason is he doesn't deal enough damage. He probably has one cool spell and that's it. I didn't even like them. It was hard to level him up. I tried to level him abusing the rabbits, but that didn't work. It's still bad if you don't abuse other mechanics. Overall, they gave him a specialty. Killing enemies will drop a part that you can use to build a catapult. You need like 20 parts for one catapult. Catapults deal a lot of damage, but it's kinda slow. If you don't kill them fast, you don't get anything, and it's kinda annoying because you can carry 20 parts, and if you accidentally cross another catapult that you didn't start building, you'll give those parts to that catapult. And yeah, it doesn't work well. I tried multiple builds and everything, but honestly I hate this character. I hate him. I avoid playing him. I played him a lot just for a video this, and I tried to make him work, but it didn't. If you think you have a better build than me or anything, please leave a comment and I'll try it. Overall, you can't change my mind on this character right now. The next is the Necromancer, and his specialty is summoning zombies, skeletons and all. And he's the reason the minions were nerfed, because his skeletons were overpowered. He had skeleton mages, skeleton archers and skeleton soldiers. All of them were nerfed because they were incredibly strong. Especially because you had the mastery that all your damage is reduced by 40%, but all your minions get additional 40% damage. So you can just imagine how much he was overpowered because of that. Anyways, Necromancer excels in shadow magic and can use a lot of shadow damage, and shadow damage applies Doom. Doom is like a damage after that. If you get enough stack of Doom that will kill the enemy, it will execute him immediately, which is cool. But mostly he prefers summoning a lot of enemies, and he got an update that when killing an enemies, he will get their parts and he will construct an abomination. He can have I think up to 3 abomination. I think I even managed to have 4. I don't know the limit of it, but they're pretty strong. They're like flash columns that then can deal a lot of damage, and he's pretty good. He also got like crows to deal chaos damage and stuff. Honestly, he's pretty fun, and you can probably mostly AFK with him. But now I think you have to like have mobility and stuff, because the minions, as I said, don't deal much damage as they did before. Overall, he's one of the coolest looking, and he's pretty fun. And lastly is the Death Knight, which looks like the Death Knight from World of Warcraft, which is what I like. He is the only character that rides a horse. By that, he doesn't dash, which is bad, but horse gives him a lot of movement speed to compensate for not having the dash. I played him a lot because I like it. He has a very cool, unique abilities. And the problem is I'm so used to dashing, to dodge other stuff, that this movement speed doesn't help me. But if you get other movement speed bonuses, you can avoid and dodge a lot of stuff easily. but the problem is if you get caught in an air situation, you're probably gonna take damage. That's why he has like increased armor and resistances base stats. His specialty is very cool when he got it in the update, is that when he kills enemies he gets their souls, and when you reach a certain amount of soul you can summon an additional Death Knight, and you can summon total 3 Death Knights. Each of them is different and all of them do different stuff, and it's like a reminiscence of the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse, and all of them honestly look like the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse from Naxxramas if you ever played WoW. I mean, this whole guy is like a WoW reference, and most of them look like from WoW. I'm sorry if I'm spamming you with that knowledge, but the similarities are very particular, and I don't mind. It's very good. It's a good design. But yeah, Death Knight is like cool. He also has a Force Sword that looks like Frostmourne, so come on. But yeah, he's kind of a very different style of playing him than general, because you don't have dash. You have to get used to it. So first 2 or 3 runs are not gonna be easy, but once you get the hang of it, you'll find out that he's pretty strong on its own. And that's it.